your hands. I'll start getting some questions. And you did yours before I even asked, so you did yours.
Yeah, but just about acting, how long were you interested in it? Were you any plays as a child or anything like that?
I grew up with two older brothers, and we used to like to watch the Three Stooges and pretend that we were the Three Stooges. I was always either Curly or Larry, and my oldest brother was Bo, and he would smack us around and throw us over the couches and stuff. You know, when you're 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, you're kind of made of rubber, you can bounce around, and we don't do that so much anymore. And then the schools I went to had a nice drama program, so I kind of got involved in that. I was also involved in sports as a hockey player and a baseball player. My main sport was hockey, and I was pretty good, but over the course of a couple summers, the guys that I was competing with were sent off to hockey camp in Canada, and after that, 2 summers of them coming back, I couldn't compete at that high level anymore, so I had to find another group of misfits to hang out with, and well, there's the drama department. Welcome from all shapes and sizes. That's awesome. And then I just was flunking around in there from 5th grade on, and
Great. Wow, pretty
my bodyguard was looking for kids. They sent agents around to the different high schools and different cities, and I was one of them, and went in and cattle call and marched my way up the chain. Again, I was tall. That role was good.
Next one. There were like 9 hands before. That wasn't the same question.
I've answered everything.
I'm curious about what percentage for the last ship, what percentage do you film actually on ship? And you mentioned that you also have sets. So
Yeah, the majority of the filming takes place at the studio in Culver City, and they have stages there. All the interiors there, but we do have some green screen capabilities there. But they do allow us to go down to the naval base down in San Diego. There's an air base there too. The naval base in San Diego, and let us shoot aboard a docked destroyer, and they'll let us have minimal access, but we can shoot on the route. But it's very expensive to bring the whole crew down to San Diego, put them up, get the equipment onto the dock, up onto the ship, and back off and unload. Costs a lot. So they let us do that in very limited amounts and only for those wide vista shots. And we have some library shots now from the first season when we were out. We did go out over the horizon on an embarkation, which was great. And we got to go out. There's a test firing range off of San Diego. It's about 60 miles out, and the 5-inch gun is firing practice rounds off to the horizon. These ships are great. They're at speed, which is classified their top speed, but it's 30 plus knots, and it's turning left.
Port.
As the captain, you kind of need to know these things.
I'm just up to the Burgundy stage. I'm not to the. But it's at speed, canted to the right, turning port, firing the 5-inch gun off angle to the horizon 10 miles away, and it's a tight grouping. They're laser guided. You see these explosions off in the distance. I said to the captain, "Boy, I'm glad you're on our side." It's a nice toy.
I got you. You got which
I have 2 questions. The first one is, what is your dream job? You've been in business for 40 years, being an actor. What would be your dream role?
Dream role to play?
Yes.
Shoot, I was going to say PGA golfer, but it's too late now. Dream role? I'd like to do more of a father role, with a family thing. Just because I've raised 3 kids and know how much trouble they are throughout the years. Those of you that are parents or who have ever been children of parents. I think Ed O'Neill probably has the best job in the business right now on Modern Family. So a gig like that would be just great.
I'm seeing it more like the Stacy Keach role from Titus, where he was playing Christopher Titus.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of hard to see you as not a tough guy. You're always kind of like a tough guy.
Is that a problem? Because that's been your career path.
I'm just pretending, I'm not really that.
Next question, how
I'm
does
not really
your
like that.
own personality comes into a lot of your roles? I mean, do you purposely choose these roles, or?
Well, the thing about typecasting is that it's cast. I've been cast. So it's okay to find a little niche. I mean, I like to think of what I do as sort of sniper funny. That's my goal. How do I make this scene sniper funny? It's been a challenge on the last ship just because the stakes are so darn high. There's so many catastrophes occurring around us. But I try to sneak in some snark here and there. I don't know what the future holds. Maybe a sitcom. I gotta go in and convince, I gotta go win that role. No, we don't want to see him for that. Why not? Well, we don't think he's funny. Let him try and be funny. Okay, be funny. No.
Back to Pesci again. All right.
Yeah, my question is, are you ever amazed about how many TV shows and movies you've been in, and then all the actors that you work with?
Yeah, you can almost play like 6 degrees of Adam Baldwin now. I've been around a long time. I'm just blessed and lucky that I stuck around. My manager has this, his ethos is just stay in line. Actors come and go, and stay in line, keep your expenses low. I had 3 kids, great. Keep your expenses low, live below your means, and you can last out the dry periods, because there are dry periods. It's just the nature of the business, and you have to be able to weather that storm. And fortunately, I had a really good partner, my wife, and we've been able to do that. So I have kind of mile markers that are like my favorite shows, like My Bodyguard, and then DC Cab is one, and then Full Metal Jacket is one, and then Firefly, X-Files, Chuck, The Last Ship. But there's a lot of connective tissue, films and TV shows and voiceover work in there, and you just got to keep going. Got to keep working on something. What's life without work? It's a golf game. Sweet, sweet golf game.
Right over here.
Yeah, it's kind of a two-part. Is there any actor or actress that you really wanted to work with that you haven't been able to yet? And then also, clearly we're all here to see you. Is there any actor, actress, or anybody really that you've ever kind of fangirled over? Or
Well, I think it would be a great honor to do anything with Meryl Streep if I had a chance to be in any scene, even if it was just a quick. I'm a clerk in a hotel. And the reason is not only is she's probably the greatest, if top 3 greatest American actors of all time. I don't think anybody would dispute that. But to be challenged enough to try to win a beat or scene from her would be great. Because that's the dynamic of acting, is like you're trying to win. I'm going to win this scene, and I'm going to win this beat. No, you're not. Oh, yes, I am. And that's when you have 2 or 3 actors that are all trying to do the same thing and win, then it becomes interesting and fun. So her, and so work with him. Did you say fanboy over?
yeah, pretty much.
I think she specifically said fangirl.
Yeah.
I fangirl over some actress?
Or actor.
Just, is there anybody, we fanboy, fangirl, however you want to put it, over you, over others. Is there anyone that you've ever had that where
Also,
you-
like an actress, I would go, oh my God, oh my God.
Pretty much.
You may not even do it there on set, but you have that one
Yeah.
moment when you're in your trailer before you get it, it's like, I'm about to do a scene with Bill Shatner, oh my God,
Yeah.
something along those lines.
Gosh. I think, female, you're asking.
It doesn't matter.
Any actor.
Anybody.
Al Pacino.
Okay.
That'd be great. Huge fan. When I was first in New York, my buddy was driving for Al. He was Al's chauffeur, but assistant. And so I got to meet him a couple times, briefly, just, oh, hi, how are you? Good, Mr. Pacino, thank you. Just be cool. But he was doing American Buffalo, which is the Mammoth play down at Circle and Square downtown, and I got to see him do it like 30 times because I could sneak in and sit on the stairs. It's amazing to watch the variations of the performance, but he's a spitter. It's not a secret. The enunciation would.
Was it like Gallagher on the front row?
It's like, at SeaWorld, they hand out those spit cards.
Didn't know it was 2 American Buffalo. Here's your spit card. Didn't realize I was going to a Guar show right here. What's Guar? I'll show you a video later.
What was it like filming Serenity, knowing that your show Firefly, which had been canceled, but the fan base was so strong, and you got to come back and make a movie?
Yeah, the fact that they gave us Serenity, different studio, Universal, was a testament to Joss's just will to get it done. He was upset, to put it lightly, that the show was canceled, but he never gave up on completing his vision in some way. So I was most happy for him. I remember going to that first day of shooting, and there he was, so happy that he had proven that there was legitimacy to this creation of his. I'm sorry, we're all sorry it didn't go further, but for those shining moments, it was like watching him dance on air. So we all were. We were just following along with what he was doing. They were great days. Those first few weeks were just so magical. We had some rehearsal time. And, Nathan and I challenged each other to get in as best shape as we could. So those were just great days.
Did you have any projects you want to do? Did you have any ideas or any aspirations to direct or produce?
Yes, and it's these things take time. But it's a story that my father wrote a long time ago, so we're gonna have to figure out a way to set it in another place.
You might want to have it to do what Morshower did, because another actor who was, Glenn Morshower, somebody who was typecast over and over again as the general, as the military guy, as the lawman, as, just very gruff Secret Service. And it took him basically producing a project where he was a father and somebody who actually gets to say, I love you on camera. And it took him actually producing his own project to actually make that work. It was somebody else's script with another director. But that's how hard you have to turn the wheel to get it to go in that direction sometimes.
Yeah, and it helps to have extra time to get that up and running. The hiatus period between this filming is something that we've been working on getting this project done, and it's harder than you think.
Right back here.
Why won't episode 9 of The Last Ship be airing tonight?
I think it's, I don't know for sure, and nobody's told me, I'm just presuming it's a programming decision because they don't want to go up against the Olympics.
Yep.
I don't know for sure. So they're probably repeating encore performance of a more recent one, or maybe even the last week one, in case you missed it.
Can you tell us what happens though?
I walked right into that one. He and I are going to act it out. Captain Devon, what is that on the port bow?
I see nothing, sir.
Fire aft torpedoes.
Sir, are you still fit for command?
Somebody spiked my coffee.
Have the galley put in the brig. All right. Right over here.
Are we gonna ever get to see you on Conman?
Well, that's up to Alan. I will leave that to him.
So you would do it if you.
Oh, sure, yeah. If it's about finding windows of opportunity too. He had an idea for the first season, but the window of opportunity closed, so I could do that. What's his name? The guy Henry Rollins. Didn't he come in and do me in that season?
Phrasing, but yeah.
Trey. Trey in Dallas. I thought, well, I'm in Seattle. I would love to just wait for the call and the if he has something interesting for me to do, I jump at it.
Right here.
How did you first get involved in the whole, Whedonverse? Was it just a random audition? You had no idea what it was, or did you know and was friends with Joss or something?
No, I had not met Joss. I went on audition, and I think I had done some work on X-Files before that, so that put me on Fox's radar. And after I got the audition with Joss, it was kind of an easy march up. First of all, the character was that. I mean, you want me to play Jane Cobb, okay? Does it get any easier? So that sort of marched up, and I was already sort of like, yeah, he's check marked off at the network, so that was sort of an easy climb. But it was the normal three-step process. You audition for Joss and Tim Minear, and then they call you back to see the studio, and then they call you back to see the network. And there were a couple guys I was up against, and I didn't even need to bother loving on them. So I got this one. Never forget, Nathan never lets me live it down whenever we talk about the first read-through. I read it in character. And he stops and goes, is he going to read it like that? Is he going to play the character? I was like, you got a problem? Okay. You cover your character, I'll cover mine. Why do you have your hand up back there?
Question, I was going to call on you next, so go.
Do you have a question, or were you saying